sit down kindly. Just remain standing for a minute. Just remain standing for a minute. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today is all about fun. Today is all about energy. Today is all about networking. So this is what I request us to do. Kindly take your phone in your hand. Shika Simiako. Take your phone in your hand. You know, this is a day where memories will be made. So take your phone in your hand. Today, I want to give out special gifts, and this is my first competition for the day. I want you to move around to 10 people, take a selfie with them, post it up on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, #BlazeLink, and then let us give somebody something this amazing morning. So go out there, take a picture with 10 people you have never seen. Can I have the hashtag? Yes, that's the hashtag BlazeLink in capital. 10 different people, 10 different people. Our mentors are here. DJ, give me some music on the background as we do this. So 10 different people, let's do this, 10 different people. Put them up on Instagram, put them up on Twitter, put them up on Facebook. The whole world must know what is happening here today. Sawa sawa. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just a few house rules. Our bathrooms, our toilets are on your way out. The ladies are on the extreme left, the gents are on the right. In case you need to use other bathrooms, we have one on next to the administration block. So you can go on straight towards the end, then you'll see a special sign reads "and bathroom." That is probably where you'd like to go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like us to move on with today's proceedings. Please put your hands together as we welcome our host for today, the Dean of Students, Technical University of Kenya. Let's put our hands together for Professor Omondi Okech. Wapi kelele yake tafadhali? Let's put our hands together for him. Professor, karibu sana. Tumpige makofi, Professor. Thank you so much, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, our distinguished guests and very honorable guests who are with us today, organizers of this event, invited guests, students, I greet you all and I welcome you to the Technical University of Kenya. Feel very much welcome. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, the entire Technical University fraternity, we are very excited and honored to welcome you and to host you today. We wish to thank Safaricom and Blaze for choosing to launch Blaze Link in our institution. We are indeed privileged to host the launch of such a valuable e-learning platform. You may be aware that TUK, which is Technical University of Kenya, is a premier university of technology, and today we pride ourselves in being the second most sought out university in the land. I will not mention the first one because they are there temporarily. So as an institution, we are very proud and we offer very unique courses. And of course, in offering and being a leading institution in the TVET program, we are excited that we are yet coming into partnership with organizations who are going to support competency-based learning, which then is going to be run in a platform that is very easy to access. Ourselves, we are happy because our motto is to education and training for the real world. And what you are now bringing to us today is actually going to augment what we are doing and support our students when they're out there in the real world. So therefore, this launch plugs onto our motto, and we are ourselves very excited because we are part of this industry, which is the knowledge-based economy, and we are part of the teams that are pushing this. So we'll be excited to partner with you. So feel at home. We are honored to host you, and we are very happy to partner with you, all the organizations that are here today. I know Emmanuel Mutuma is here with us, Bright Monday. We are excited. I've just had a tete-a-tete with one of your colleagues, and I've invited him to come back. And very soon, we are going to engage ourselves with you. You are most welcome. Charles Murito, the country manager, Google Kenya, we are excited again to have you here, and we look forward to working together in future. Nicholas Nesbitt, the country general manager, Eastern Africa, IBM, who himself has told me something, and this would excite the students of TUK, that way back in 1978, he attended classes in our physics lab. Students of TUK here? Did you hear that? You should have done something, which you did not do. And of course, we have Fazia Ali Kimathi, who is the head of Department Consumer Segment Marketing, Safaricom. We are excited. And I'm sure by the time you come here, we will not be confusing you with somebody else whom we are fond of seeing on other screens. So with those many remarks, I ask you to feel at home, and we are proud to be your hosts. And I want to return the mic now to the MC. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Let's put our hands together for Professor Tafadhali. Tuke. Siwasikii majamaa. Tuke. Kidogo ongeza volume, ongeza sauti kidogo. Tuke. Asanteni sana. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to specially put our hands together for our next speaker. Like Prof has introduced, She is the head of department consumer segment Safaricom. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to welcome to the stage Fozia Ali Kimanthi as she comes to give her welcome address. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali, tumpigie makofi. Karibu sana.
Our distinguished guests, Emmanuel Mutuma, CEO Brighter Monday, Charles Muritu, Country Manager Google, Nicholas Nesbitt. Actually, it was a very nice story you gave about coming to school here. He's a Country General Manager for IBM East Africa. Professor Okech, Dean of Students, TUK, who has very graciously welcomed us today. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Excellent. First and foremost, I'd like to bring greetings from Sylvia Mulenge, our Chief Customer Officer, who was supposed to grace this occasion, but she was not able to come due to other pressing matters. But she sends her greetings. Should have been very excited to have been part of this launch, so please receive her greetings. Today, it gives us a lot of pleasure to be here to launch BlazeLink. So what is BlazeLink? Simply put, BlazeLink it's just an aggregated digital learning platform that is free, available to everyone, so that you could be able to actually see what, be able to access a lot of the courses that are there. There are lots and lots of courses, and we'll take you through how it is that you can actually be able to join BlazeLink. So why did we see it important for us to actually do this? There's some statistics I was sharing with my colleagues earlier, where we were saying for every 100 people who actually go to primary school, only 68 make it to secondary school, and only 6 make it to tertiary. Is it that the other people who don't make it are not bright? They are bright, isn't it? They are talented, they have their own passion, but it's just the opportunities or the available opportunities are just not there. So we have a lot of youth who are talented that are missing out on being able to express their passions and their talents because they probably don't have a certificate here and there, or they've just not been able to harness their skills. So by identifying this gap with our youth, we felt it was necessary to try and bridge this gap and actually offer a solution. So how do we think we're going to do this? We have given ourselves a very ambitious target. We want to train, or at least avail the course to at least 1.3 million youth in Kenya in the first year. So for us to be able to do this, we can't do it alone, isn't it? I think we are saying we're going to leverage on 2 things. The first thing we're going to leverage on is use of the internet. We say the youth have been born into the age of the internet, isn't it? For the rest of us, like me, I learned how to use a computer when I was in campus. For most of you, started using a phone when you're like 2, isn't it? I mean, this is your world, this is your life. So it was only obvious that we have to, for us to leverage on the internet to be able to deliver this solution. The second thing is for us to leverage on our partners, because we know that we can't do this alone. And that's why you can see the partners who are here with us today. We are partnering with an organization called Wezesha. Wezesha is an organization that looks out to train the youth in various courses and goes further to actually ensure that the people who are trained actually get job opportunities. We're working with Brighter Monday, you've heard. We're working with Google. We're working with IBM. We're working with Cloud Factory, and many, many more who actually would want to come and join us. We welcome all of them. Because like we've said, we're just a platform. It's an aggregator of all the people who would want to work with us so that we can be able to avail digital learning and digital skills to the youth so that they can be able to harness their passions and be able to make a living out of it. So how do you get onto BlazeLink? It's very simply, it's on the internet. So it's the URL is link.blazelink.co.ke. Link.blazelink.co.ke. There'll be a quiz after this, and there'll be airtime. Well, is there a phone that we're giving? And phones. So it is important that we Yeah, pick a few of the things. So link.blazelink.co.ke. We welcome you to try it. And why we think it's interesting is because first when you get to BlazeLink, it sort of like asks you a couple of questions around what your passions are. Do you like photography? Do you like working with people? Do you like analyzing data? So that we are able to say, these are the courses that we believe you should take. Then it goes a step ahead to actually offering you the courses that you should actually pick. So at Safaricom, we believe our purpose is about transforming lives, and we try to draw that purpose from aligning to our SDGs. Safaricom has committed to adopting 9 SDGs so that it sort of like ensures that we live with some purpose. So in this setting, we are leveraging on 2 SDGs, SDG 4 and SDG 8, which is about quality education and about decent work opportunities. So those are the 2 SDGs that we're leveraging on, because they keep us honest. They keep us honest to ensuring that what we're doing, is it actually about ensuring that, you know, we are giving back to society. So in closing, I think in closing what I would say is that at Safaricom, we say Safaricom Twaweza. It's about 3 things: connecting people to people. So when we say connecting people to people, it's about saying we have these partners, they are available, they will be able to help you, take advantage of whatever skill it is that you have. Connecting you to opportunities still with our partners. Once you've gone through the course, what are the opportunities after that? Are there some jobs? Can I be my own boss? So under our flagship, Be Your Own Boss, which we do many things for the youth. That's why we decided to launch BlazeLink under this umbrella, to say, you can also, after you've gotten your skill, become your own boss. I've seen people who live on being bloggers. Have you seen that? Have you seen people who are vloggers and actually that's how they live? It's strange for people like us. We're beginning to learn and appreciate, but that's the future. So this is just about ensuring how will you be relevant to the future that is, that you're getting into as the youth. I think finally, connecting people to knowledge, which is what is available on this platform. So I think today, we're very excited, and we welcome you to try the quiz, see whether it will actually be what you're passionate about, and then go ahead and do a few courses. There are no limits. Any courses that you want. Some of them will give you certification. So I think we just welcome you to be a part of this journey together with our partners. And as we say in Safaricom, when we come together,
let's put our hands together for her. Let's put our hands. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. I think we can do. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali kabisa. All right. She concluded with a really fantastic statement. She said, when we come together, great things do what? I can't hear you. Great things what? Fantastic. Chukua simu yako. Take your phone now. Safaricom wants to give somebody a phone now. Simu sai. We're giving out a phone now. All right. So can I have my link on the screen, please? You were given airtime on your way in. We were preparing you for this. We're giving out a phone, a Techno phone. This is the link you go to, www.trivia.me.ke. Once you get there, your name, or rather, you use your phone number as your name. So you just key in your phone number, and then you wait. I'll tell you when to start. So www.trivia.me.ke. First person is getting a Techno phone. Second person, I'm giving you 5,000 shillings worth of airtime. Third person, I'm giving you 2,000 shillings worth of airtime. Best part is, what she just talked about, what Frazia just mentioned is exactly what you're going to find. So Sianze Bado. So can we see who has logged in already? So www.trivia, all right, so don't start yet. So these are our phone numbers, 0799-086, with 2 digits missing, 0722, here we go. Let's see, we have 20 people already registered, 21 now, 23, let's do it, so get on it. Simundo inapeana, free phone, 29, let's do it. Let's get it to 100, I think we're more than that. Let's go. All right. 36. When you get there, just stop. Huh? Don't start yet, so that we can all start together. Are we ready? If you're ready, put your hand up. If you're ready, put your hand up. If you're ready, put your hand up. I see a lot of us, our hands are not yet up, so let's still go in. Let's still go in. Who's 07 ashaanza? Huyo tutamtoa. Huyo atashatolewa huyo. All right. So can you count down with me? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Answer the questions. Let's go, let's go. Remember, I'm giving out to the fastest and with the highest score. Fastest time and with the highest score. So answer them. They're very easy questions. Very easy questions. Very easy questions. Very easy questions. Yes, very easy questions. Here we go. Mtu amefikisha 90, asante. Very easy questions. Kijibu inatokea kwa screen hapo hapo. Very easy questions. Very easy questions. Very easy questions. Very easy questions. Just in case you're wondering which phone we have, it's here at the front, eh? Oh my goodness. I wish it was me, eh? Very easy. The Tecno R8, courtesy of Blaze. Very easy. Oh yes, an added incentive. It has a free Bluetooth speaker inside. Hi, sorting you inside out. Kila kitu. All right, 1 more minute, then I close the competition. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Fantastic. All right. All right. Hey, watu nasikia ni kicheko tu hapa sasa. 30 more seconds. Iko mtu ako na shida? Haingii nini? Good job. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A round of applause for yourself. Jipigie makofi tawa. Jipigie makofi. All right, so Fazio, you help me with this one. So utatupatia, you'll give the presents to Zima. Can we close it first? Fantastic. With 100 points and a time of 41:47. Can I still have that back up? Can I have the results, please? All right. So with a score of 100 with 41.47, 0704 9566, and then the last 2 missing digits. Who's that person? Who's that person? Ni nani? Ni nani huyo? Ni nani? Tumpigie makofi, tumpigie. Come, kocha. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for her. Wow. And then number 2, we have, so you receive the phone. Unatumia simu gani sahi? Acha tuone. HTC. Tumeku upgrade, thanks. All right. Let's put our hands together for her. Thank you so much, Fazia. All right. Number 2 is 0718 3619. 2 missing numbers. 0718 3619. Ni nani? Ni wewe? Always shinda wewe. Tumpigie makofi, asante. Always shinda. All right, so let's go to the next one. With almost the same, with the same score rather, 0798 86778 with 2 missing numbers. Let's put our hands together for this gentleman. Tumpigie makofi, 5,000 worth of airtime. Simu ni gani? Itaingia yoyote, eh? Fantastic. 5,000 worth of airtime. Let's put our hands together for him. Tumpigie makofi. All right. And the last person in this section, we have 0717 8728. 0717 8728 and 2 missing numbers. Where is that person? Ako wapi? Arukwe ama sirukwe? Turuke, eh? Aya, twende to the next one. 0724 4462. Nani huyo? 0724. It's a lady. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. Let's put our hands together. Let's celebrate her 2000. Fantastic. Huyu alikuwa naomba. That's the only way ulifikiwa. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's something that, thank you so much, Fazia. There's something that Fazia shared, and as a country, wangapi walisikiza CS juzi akiongea? CS, Cabinet Secretary Education. When he talked about plumbing, when aliongea juu ya fundi wa plumber, alisema nini? Kama kiasi. Na utumie kizungumzi, eh?
Morning. Yeah, so he was talking about plumbing, and he told us where he comes from. And he told us that people are very stupid not to, if you believe that going to the university is the only thing, you have to travel around 20 kilometers looking for a plumber. Around 20, meaning it's 20 plus or minus 20. Yeah, so as a mathematician, anything that's around, yeah, you can double it, eh? Yeah. So he told, he said that ukishamaliza university and you just have papers, it's useless if you don't have something hands-on. Yeah. So credit.
Around 10. Around 10. I'll give you around 10. Pigeni makofi. All right. That was an eye-opener for some of us. When we were growing up, my dad would want me to be a lawyer. Everything towards law. I like law. I studied law. But you see, when you come out here, then you meet the real world. Then you discover ni saa zingine what you can do with your hands that really helps you. And that is what BlazeLink is all about. You see, it helps you know your strongest points. It helps you know what you're best in or you can be best at. And it gives you specific directions on how we can do that. Let's put our hands together for BlazeLink. Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. And Fazia, we are joining you with the 1.5 million. We will do it. Tutaweza ama tutaweza? Siwaski, tutaweza ama tutaweza? 1.5 million people is a reality. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a small panel discussions with the people that have partnered with Safaricom, to be able to know why they did this, and what is the future. What do they see in this great nation? Now, let me get up on stage for this one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome the Chief Executive Officer, BrighterMonday.com, Mr. Emmanuel Mutuma. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. Let's put our hands together, akikuja kabisa, asante. All right, let's also welcome to the stage the Country Manager, Google Kenya. Yes, Mr. Charles Murito. Tafadhali karibu sana. All right, also on this panel, let's welcome the GM, the Country GM, Eastern Africa for IBM. Let's put our hands together for him. And lastly, she was just here on stage. Let's put our hands together one more time for the Head of Department Consumer Segment Marketing Safaricom, Fozia Ali Kimanthi. Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. All right, so hata tukiweza kuongea hapa, as we're talking up here, the most important questions will come from you. So hata tukiendelea na hii discourse, feel free to jot down a few questions, and then we will be able to, answer them. They will try to answer them and give light or shed more light. Now, let me start with Emmanuel. So, BrighterMonday.com. You may apply, you may jaribu and everything. But what role does digital learning play in the job market and closing the unemployment gap in Kenya? Let me just put it into perspective. All these young people that you see here, one of the reasons they're actually in school is because they want to get a job after this, right? And you're here, you're talking to us about digital learning. So how do you anticipate it will close the unemployment gap in Kenya? Thank you.
Cool, thanks for the question. I think I'll answer it in three ways. The first one, for those that are employed and they're already in the job market, looking for a better job or increasing how they're interacting within the workplace, and I also respond to those who are looking for a job. So for those that are within their career and they're in the workspace is really changing. Every day, there are new requirements in terms of skills that are needed by the employer or the place of working, and increasingly you can't just hire more people when you need more skills. So I think the role of digital learning comes, I think, at a perfect environment where we have an increased usage of the internet, we have access through mobile devices, there is the flexibility that is required so that you can be productive within the workplace. So goes without saying that you need to upskill yourself to be more productive within the work environment. And it's amazing that there are all these opportunities that are out there now that you can learn without going to a school. So quickly on your mobile device or your laptop, at the flexibility of your time, you can actually access digital tools, and there are various solutions, of course, that we can discuss later, how you can do that. It could be a fully fledged course, or it could be a short skill that you need to acquire.
When you're talking about fully fledged course, what are we looking at, like a whole degree, like a whole diploma, what have you?
Yeah, sure. You can do a master's, actually. Actually, I did one of my masters in digital marketing and social media
online
from the London School, and it was very flexible. I was still working, and I spent about 2.5 years. Flexibility, I'm still growing, scaling the business, and I was still learning. So you can actually get some learning, you can get the certification from an international accredited institution. So you can do that. Or you can learn a skill like Excel, just to power your analysis, which is short. So you decide yourself. The consumer is empowered to choose whatever they want to fill the skills.
So there's no limitation?
There's no limitation.
Fantastic. Let's put our hands together for him. Tumpige makofi tafadhali. All right, let me go to Google, Mr. Google here. People know Google for many things in this country, you know, like I have a friend, when we graduated from university, when he was asked to give his address as a summa cum laude, he thanked his family, and then lastly, he thanked Google, you know. So as Google, you have invested significantly in digital learning through Google Digital Skills for Africa. Now, where is the opportunity for Kenyans in digital skills, and what will the future impact be?
That's a massive question. It's a massive question. I'll attempt to answer it through. I think the guys in the back don't want you guys to hear me. But what I was going to say is it's a great question in terms of what digital ability you can be able to gain from online skills. So as you know, we announced 2.5 years ago to train 10 million Africans across the continent over the next 5 years. And the reason we did that is because looking at the numbers, adding on to what Fawzia said, only 6% of the people who start school actually get into tertiary education. But what's more interesting is that when you project forward, when you're thinking about the SDG goals, by 2050, Africa will be 2.5 billion people. And it's growing at a rate of about 40 million people every single year. So we have to be able to create, at a minimum, 40 million new opportunities every year to be able to actually have a steady state of the current challenges we have. If we want to create better opportunities for people, we have to deliver above 40 million opportunities across the continent. Now, the great thing is that in Kenya, we have been able to see a significant number of people who've taken those digital skills, and not only just here in Nairobi, because that's what digital and technology enables. It's to democratize access to education and knowledge. And I'll give the example of Learning Lions, which is an example I like using a lot because of exactly what they have been able to do. Learning Lions is in Turkana. And there's a young man who's been able to bring in a group of young people, high school leavers, and educates them on very practical things, which is coding, digital marketing, transcribing. They're also taught how to do graphic design and the like. And by being able to leverage technology, they can get jobs from Fiverr, whereby they're able to submit jobs at a world-class level, submit those jobs into wherever country the owner of that job is, and they leverage PayPal into M-Pesa and get money right in Lodwar and remotely. And the power of that is that you do not need to be in Nairobi to work and to earn a decent living. And that for me is the most important thing about what digital can be able to deliver. Because to extrapolate on that young person who earns and makes money in Lodwar, he has all the different needs that all of us here have. He wants to buy a phone, he wants to go buy soda, he wants to go buy food, right? She wants to buy the nicest, latest dress that she's seen on Instagram. And therefore, it actually creates an entire ecosystem of economy right in Lodwar. And that is what we need to leverage technology and leverage digital. And the ability to work closely with Blaze and launch this platform gives me really great excitement that people across the continent and across the country, can be able to access this and access that knowledge and be able to earn a living from wherever they are and not just in the major cities across Kenya.
Fantastic. I mean, you've shared in so many light, and I'm seeing a lot of heads nodding. That means they're generally in agreement with what you're saying. But however, on the flip side, what are some of the careers that when people can study online? Because probably they're asking, okay, what can I do for myself? You know, you've talked about coding, you know, and 4 or 5 years ago, somebody came and told me that, Lotan, if you can't code, you'll be obsolete shortly, you know. So what are some of the careers online that people can study online, rather, that will help them when it comes to the whole training?
So I can give a direction of what you can study that is not going to be extinct. As you've heard this phrase that pretty much the children being born today, the jobs that they're going to perform when they're 18 and 20 years old actually do not exist, right? So what you need to learn are the foundational skill sets and the ability to do two things: unlearn what you know and relearn. And that's what digital enables you to do. So coding could have been the thing 5 years ago. I still think that coding is important even today, because what coding does is it leverages your knowledge around logic, critical thinking, etc. And it doesn't matter whether you're learning coding to actually create a game and program a game, or actually go and do farming, right? Because in farming, you need to be able to understand what is the weather like, what's the impact of the soil, and the agronomies and the inputs that you put. So the ability to have and leverage technology to help you in every facet of your life today is really important. So I can't give an exact career direction that you need to go. I think it's the skill sets that you need to apply, which is basically the ability to have critical thinking, logic, reason, and also learn and relearn different things as you continue to grow. Just giving an example of myself, what I do today at Google is actually relatively different from what I did at Google 5 years ago. And when I look forward into the next 5 years, right, it will be different. So you have to continuously learn.
Fantastic. Let's put our hands together for him. Tumpige makofi tafadhali. So, Mr. Nicholas, the digital revolution, is significantly impacting the workforce with technologies like AI, artificial intelligence, cloud, Internet of Things. Now, what opportunities can a young person, especially the ones that are seated here, and the thousands that are watching online, in Kenya look forward to? What do they need to do, and how is IBM enabling these young people to access their opportunities?
Okay, good question. Good morning, everybody. So what are we doing? So as IBM, we are committed, like Google, to create millions of self-empowered young people all over the continent. They would be empowered to get the benefit from primarily 2 areas. One, becoming entrepreneurs themselves, or second, becoming very critical members of some companies or being team members. Now, to pick up what my friend Charles was saying, what's really important here is not necessarily a particular trajectory that you go on from a career standpoint, but the skills that you have. And the skills that you have in terms of being able to work on a team with other people to create value, whether it's your company or somebody else's company, those are pretty consistent. When I was coming here many years ago to do my physics labs, the content that we had then was in these books, big, thick books that were old. They'd been there for a long time, and the Bunsen burners and what they looked like in those diagrams were very black and white, boring, and I think even my dad used those same books. But the fundamentals were the same. Today, if you're doing those same experiments, where you're going to get your content from is going to be very different. But physics has not changed. And what has not changed about work either is about the skills that you have to bring, which is critical thinking. You have to get your things done on time. You have to use the tools that are available in the company, and so on and so forth. What digital now brings you, and digital learning brings you, and what IBM is trying to bring to you, as we're also seeing from Google and Safaricom, is just-in-time learning. You don't necessarily have to learn everything, keep it in a big book and memorize it, but you have to know how to get it and where to get it from. So I would say that I really wish many years ago that we had Blaze, that we had Blaze Link, because then you could have just quickly checked while you're being asked a question. What's the algorithm for this? Pop, pop, pop. Whether it's a simple 4/3 pi r cubed, right? Volume of a sphere, or something more complicated, you could have had it right then, and you didn't have to cram it. So what we are trying to prepare people for is a new age. The new age is going to be about the integration of people and machines. If you go behind this building, there are machines, and they're called lathes, and they make trains, and they make steel. People engaged with machines of the day, and that's how they drove manufacturing and drove productivity. The machines of today and tomorrow are digital. So people talk about farmers. Charles mentioned farmers. People talk about farmers as not being people who are just doing halia hewa and trying to look and figure out, oh, I saw a bird, therefore I should plant, not plant. They are digital jockeys. They are DJs in farming. They are looking at precision. Where does the drone plant the seed? Where does a drone spray the fertilizer? When do I pick? When do I water? You become a data manager? And because every industry is subject to globalization, and because every company in every industry has the opportunity to become digital, because the tools are becoming pervasive, they're on the cloud, they're easily accessible, your future has to be digital, and your engagement has to be digital. So for IBM, it's about how do you capture the data? We've got classes on that. We've got classes on how you secure the data. Perhaps getting very important, how do you analyze that data? And that's all online. So you can start off for free, self-paced, doing kind of what they call novice. So you're learning these different technologies. Then you learn how to apply them, and then eventually become an expert where you're applying artificial intelligence, and you and the machines are one. So that's what we've made available. We made it available only in Africa, and it's all about empowering people in the technical skills, and then you'll go elsewhere perhaps to learn about maybe the managerial skills and some of the other entrepreneurial skills. But the future has to be digital, and I think the big challenge that we have, people who are sitting here, you can see what Emmanuel is doing, is to create the platforms that will link the supply, in other words, all of you, this digital army that's coming in Kenya that we're empowering. We need to link you with the demand, with the customers. So that means Safaricom itself creates more digital jobs for you. There will be people outside this building or inside this building. They're going to link work with Australia, China, India, who are looking for people from here. And there are other people who are going to look for it domestically. So we must have that supply and demand linkage.
Fantastic. Let's put. All right. You know, first of all, let me say, when you are pointing towards your left, there's a critical farmer somewhere there. So when you're talking about farming, Caleb was looking at you, and he was he was smiling. And you're an old boy of this institution.
Well, not an old boy,
Okay.
a young boy who was here a long time ago. walking these halls, taking exams for my O levels. I was at another school, St. Mary's, but we used to come here to do our practical labs with Bunsen burners and so on. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Fozia, I mean, why is Blaze by Safaricom investing in digital learning, and how does this speak to the Safaricom vision? You've brought all these people together, you know. Yes, great things are happening, but why?
So I think first, the time, it's like the time is right. Maybe we are a little late as well, but I think the time is right. I think the statistics speak for themselves, like I've said. I mean, 6% making it to tertiary, and even 68% making it to secondary. It's leaving a big, big gap of young people who are very talented, by the way, who have a lot of passion, who have a lot to give to this nation, but they just don't have the right skills or the opportunities. So I think for us, looking at our 32 million customers, we said we have to do something. We introduced Blaze in 2016, and the key focus around Blaze was about making the youth become their own bosses, looking for unconventional careers, because not everybody is going to make it to campus. And we did that with a lot of partnerships and mentors, most of whom are here today. And the mentors are from different spheres. I mean, you've seen there's someone who is a farmer. There's a gentleman there wearing a blue t-shirt who is actually a gamer. And that's how he makes his living. He's a gamer. But the discipline of, you know, what you have to do every day, you know, what you're talking about from the discipline of actually doing the work and learning what he had to do, he learned everything from a digital perspective. He taught himself. So I think what we see is, first, there are a lot of young people who are not employed. So that's one. Secondly, many of them have smartphones. Thirdly, Safaricom network is across the country. So it's just about bringing all this together with the right partners to deliver digital skills training for the youth. Now, what we normally say for the young people is that there's so much information out there, isn't it? But sometimes you don't know where to get what. So I think what BlazeLink is coming to do is to sort of like work like an aggregator, to bring all the partners, to bring all what we believe is relevant content in one place, where if you go to just one place, you'll get everything. So one of the things Charles Muritu said is that you have to unlearn and relearn, isn't it? So I think a few minutes ago, I taught you that to get to the link, it's link.blazelink.co.ke. I challenge you to unlearn that, because actually the right link is link.blaze.co.ke, link.blaze.co.ke. So what we're saying is that we just thought that with this opportunity, why don't we put all these partners together with all their content and all their vision, because we have the same vision. I mean, they're all about empowering the youth. They're all about providing the necessary skills. And I'll give you one example. One of our mentors is called Nancy Mwai. Nancy Mwai was a blogger, and I think now she's moving to vlogging. She learned everything around her skill from a course that Google offers to content developers. It's there. You can do it yourself. So she went there, learned everything about how do you create a blog, how do I load my data, how do I update every day, how do I use thumbnails, how do I put hashtags that link my content to other people who are in the same field. So if I'm about shoes and about fashion, I make sure that I hashtag people who sell shoes, isn't it? Because I want those people to come and advertise on my platform, and that's how I'll make more money. So everything is available on the internet, but we believe it's it's quite a lot of information. So with BlazeLink, it's about putting it all together in one place. So briefly, it's about saying, can we empower the youth? Yes. Can we leverage what they know, which is digital, the digital age, leveraging on the internet? That is what we're doing. And can we bring together the right partnerships to be able to do this? Our vision is people all across Kenya, Kakamega, Kisii, Kilifi, Lamu, because the internet is there, Safaricom network is perverse, will be able to access the content that we are putting together.
Fantastic. A round of applause for her. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. At this juncture, I'd like to open it to the members of the audience. So maybe can I get a microphone in the audience? And if you have a question, especially to this distinguished panel, about something that is really personal to you, that is particular to you, a situation that you have, or you are in, or you probably anticipate you might be in. This is the platform, this is the opportunity to have. We have a question? Okay, we have a mic on that side. Oh, yeah, okay, I have a gentleman here in the middle. So please, let's get a mic to him. And then, so how you start is you introduce yourself. If you're a student here, you just tell us the course that you're doing, and then you ask your question kindly.
Good morning. My name is Oscar, and I'm a blogger. My question is to Fauzia from Safaricom. So there are two questions, actually. Number one is, how many Blazers are employed at Safaricom? And the second question would be, I know you have discussed it, but probably you could expound, is the role of Safaricom in providing opportunities for the youth.
All right, how many Blazers and the role of Safaricom?
So when we say Blazers, it's anyone who's below the age of 26. What I would say is that if I put a guess, it would be close to 45%, because in our customer care area, quite a number of young people are coming through there. In our team, which is consumer segments, we also have Blazers. We have young people, because we believe that, I'm in my 40s. I can learn by interacting with the youth, but there's some things, to be honest, if I really want to connect, I won't. And then there's no point of forcing. So we also have very young people who are in what we call brand experience and in consumer segments, so that they can be able to bring the real needs of the youth, even the language. You know how we communicate? Even the language and the mentors we bring, and the courses that we put there, so that we are being relevant. So the average age for Safaricom, because quite a number of our staff are in the customer care area, would be around 32, 33. So most of them in customer care would be Blazers. So quite a number. The second question was around, how do we help the youth to get job opportunities? Yeah. So I think it's two ways. First, what we like to do is to say we are, through Blaze, we want to be a guide first. We want to be a guide so that you can first figure out what is it that you like. Yeah. So we've been doing that through the summits, where we bring mentors from different fields, so that by speaking to them, you see who you can connect with. But when we do our summits, we can only reach so many people, isn't it? Last year we did 3. This year we are pushing ourselves to do 18, just so that we can reach as many youth as possible. But it's still not going to be enough. So we thought, why not have a digital platform where there is a 2 to 3 minute sort of like questionnaire, immediately log on. It asks you questions about yourself. So you're able to identify your passion point. Because once you're able to do that, then we have mentors who will guide you in the right direction. But in terms of job opportunities, it's basically through our partnerships. We work a lot with Wezesha. We work with Cloud Factory, now with Brighter Monday. We have lots and lots of organizations that now we, through even this platform, will be saying, once you finish this course, these are the opportunities that are available. So of course, calling on to more partners so that we make this a reality. But I think the fundamental thing is, can you be your own boss? Because what we've seen is that the formal employment is not growing. So the informal sector is where it's growing. So you'd rather use your creativity and become your own boss.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Fauzia. Thank you so much for your question. All right, there's a question at the back, please. Your name kindly.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Clive Ayuko. I also happen to be in the media. And my question is to Ms. Fauza. The world no longer rewards people for what they know. It rewards people for what they can do with what they know. Now, in terms of the courses that we have, and especially here at the Technical University of Kenya, which courses do you think are actually appropriate for the students that we have now? Because you have so many courses, and people can't use the courses to make money. So what courses do you think are very appropriate for the youth as we speak? Thank you.
That's quite loaded. Eh? To be honest, let me tell you, if you think about what is relevant, I don't even think you need to look at it from the perspective of the course first. I think if we could all go back to school, we'd probably do different things. I think the first place to ask is, what does the market want? What does the market want? What is available out there? I think what we've seen is that we focused so much around formal training, which is still okay, but the opportunities are limited. So what we're seeing is probably offers a bigger opportunity is in technical training, because that is available. But I think in the digital age, what we're actually seeing is that there are many, many more opportunities to do many more things that you can do on the internet. I'll give you some examples. And you can do this whether you're working or you're not working. So like, for example, I've told you people are blogging now. You can be working in a full-time job and blogging. But if you don't have a job, then you can look for a skill that is needed. I think we have a shortage of technical, we call them artisans. I don't know whether that's the right word. But I think someone was saying that in Germany, plumbers make more money than doctors because the need is more, something like that. So I think it's about identifying what is the requirement in the market. If you look at the construction industry, it's growing, isn't it? If you look at what we're trying to do with housing, construction is booming, agriculture is growing, but not just the agriculture that we knew of waiting for the rain. It's about harnessing the little resources we've got, which is water, using technology to be able to be more productive. So it's almost like saying, what is the new way of doing the same things that we were doing before, but in a way that increases productivity? I don't think there's a right or wrong course, to be honest, but I think it's about how do you make it relevant, whatever it is you've learned, how do you make it relevant for the market today? Because one, the customer is changing, the customer needs are changing, which means the market needs are changing. So what I would say is that whatever you're doing, you might think that so I'll give you an example. I went to school and I did food science and technology. I'm doing a marketing role. But what was the gap between that and today? I went and worked in a factory, and then I went and then I joined to become a management trainee at Unilever, but it was in finance, so I did my accounts and my MBA in finance. So I was like adapting to what was needed at the time, isn't it? Then now I went to sales. I needed to pick some sales skills. Those ones I can tell you I picked them through digital learning, to be very honest. I just went and figured out what it is that is important, and through practice, and then adapting it to work. And then now I'm doing a marketing role. What I'm working on now is how do I learn how to do digital marketing in a better way, because it's the future. So what you've learned is not wrong. It's about adapting it to the current market situation. So I don't think you should feel discouraged. I think you should just look at the future with optimism to say, this digital age, how do I mold what I know to be relevant to the market?
All right, let me just bounce the same question off to Emmanuel. You handle a platform that, what are Kenyans looking for? What are employers looking for out there?
Actually, I got that question earlier I was discussing that with you. So basically, we have to understand that we're in a demand market, where there are more people looking for job opportunities than the number of jobs that are available. So you have to sense check the facts. The second one is we have 80 to 90% of the market in the informal sector. So that's where most of the demand is, and they're looking for a place where they can really work. And the formal sector is just about 10 to 12% or so. I think the best way to approach it, from a general view, is you really have to look at where the direction based on where the supply is, what are employers looking out for, all right? So we have to look at things like technology, and I know Nick with IBM, they're talking about artificial intelligence. So there are historical roles like clerks, like accountants that are going to be automated, yeah? But the good thing is that as much as some of the jobs are being automated in the market, there are more opportunities that are being created. There is more need and requirement in digital marketing skills. Why? Because traditional media maybe sometimes is expensive, and people want to have a conversion at a rate that is acceptable, all right? So digital marketing is an area, artificial intelligence maybe generally is an area where we see the supply or the employers in the market looking for more talent that is not readily available. Just to sum it up, I know institutions, mostly we have skills or rather courses that are out there. Generally, as an example too, I did computer science, and I think what the market expects is that you have to be tailored in a specific category or field, and you need to be an expert in that, and you need to sell that unique selling point and say, I am like a Java developer and very good at it. And I think that's the bridge that BlazeLink is bringing, because you need to get more specialization within the market through digital learning. You don't have to go back to school, but actually you just need to supplement your skills and empower yourself to get more out of it.
Fantastic. Wow, fantastic. All right. Okay.
One other point is that let's stop thinking about Kenya as the end-all be-all, right? We live in a global society. The jobs that you can do are not just the jobs which are within our borders. So you need to start thinking about what other jobs can you do where there's a demand. And Fawzia mentioned Cloud Factory, the other companies like Summersource, who are all doing work and employing thousands of Kenyans, right? Cloud Factory has over 1,000 young people here in Kitusuru who they have employed, who are working 24 hours a day in shifts. And the work that they're doing is work that is being delivered in San Francisco, in London, in Hong Kong, in Singapore, because that's where the demand is. And that's what technology and that's what connectivity has enabled us to be able to do. So you need to really think and open up your mind. I spoke about the Learning Lions in Lodwar. Most of their work is not in Kenya. They're servicing clients in Germany and in the UK. So let's look at other skill sets that you can be able to pick up, whether it's things such as graphic design or transcribing or even lecturing. And you're able to do that in the comfort of your town, of your county right here in Kenya, leveraging connectivity to be able to do those jobs and earn a really decent living. And then just to add on that is on the skill sets and the platform that we've built, one of the things that I want to compliment the Safaricom team is that the biggest challenge that the youth have stated that holds them back from learning is the cost of data. And what Safaricom has done is actually zero-rated the digital skills, the Google digital skills site, so you can learn all of those skills at no cost to you, right? And then look at other sources such as Khan Academy, etc. So there's a lot of things that you can learn that are not just limiting you to the country, but you have to really think exponentially. And that's really something that we have to continue educating our youth, that it's not about the borders. The competition that you're going to meet and the skill sets that you have to deliver have to be world-class, because your competition are not the 40 million Kenyans or the 46 million Kenyans right here. It's actually the 8 billion people around the world who have access to the internet.
Fantastic. Wow. Let's put our hands together for that one. All right, so I'll take, I think, 2 more. I'll take the 2. Okay. And then, okay, so I'll take this 2, and then I'll take 1 at the back. So the gentleman.
Good afternoon.
Where are you kindly?
Over here, towards stage
okay.
right. Okay. Good afternoon. Okay. My name is Caswell, and I would love to cast this question to Google, IBM, and Brighter Monday. Now, first of all, the greatest enemy to knowledge is not ignorance. I feel it's the illusion of knowledge. And that's what most of us in here...
Sorry, you said the illusion?
The illusion of knowledge. It's worse than ignorance. And I feel that for my personal experience and for what most people in here do, even when we're given time to network, we'll be finding ways of how can I plug into Safaricom? How can I come to work at IBM? What opportunities are there for me and at Google? And I'll realize from the discourse that was going on up there, most of these people who are doing amazing things, they're working for companies that are based abroad. What are these companies doing to help us realize the Kenyan dream and the African dream at large? What partnerships are we having with the government to ensure that the youth can do something for their fellow youth? I would be very impressed to know that Google has a program where technical university students would sit down and educate people in Hargeisa, somewhere in Northeastern. I'd be very impressed if we were doing these things, because you see, we are now left as youth to work for the people and transcribe and do assignments for people who are studying in the UK while we are failing in our institutions. So you realize there's a huge discrepancy where people are getting supplementaries, but they're making big money doing papers that are way more complicated than what they're doing. What are these companies doing to help us realize the African and the Kenyan dream?
All right, 40 marks.
So I'll throw the question back at you. and I like your delusion of knowledge statement. So when I give the example about companies which are international, it's not really saying that that's the way and the direction that we need to go, right? You have to look at the opportunity that's there and decide what opportunity you need to pursue. And I'll give you a local example. How many of you know about Twiga Foods? Raise your hand if you know Twiga Foods. Okay. I urge all of you to get online on Safaricom and then Google Twiga Foods, right? And I'm trying to figure out how we can tie an IBM to that. But Twiga Foods is a company that started right here in Kenya 3.5 years ago. Started off by a man called Peter Jonjo and Grant. And the two of them basically were trying to figure out how do they deliver bananas internationally, right? After learning that actually shipping bananas to Dubai, it does not work because the cost of a landed banana in Dubai is a lot cheaper than the cost of a banana here in Marigiti. Obviously, that does not make sense. So what they have actually started doing is building a platform that connects the source, i.e. farmers, to the retailers right here in Kenya. And right now they're delivering, I don't know what the most recent number is, but at some point they were doing over 40 tons of bananas every single day, and they're only scratching the surface. Nairobi alone has 180,000 kiosks. 180,000 kiosks right here in Nairobi. So you need to look at what opportunities are there and how you can be able to leverage technology and learning the skill sets that are required to then deploy and take advantage of that. And Jack Ma, who was here a couple of years ago, stated something which changed the way I look at problems. He said, if you live in a country that has no problems, then there are no opportunities for you to pursue and make money. So we should be very thankful that there are many problems here in Kenya, because what you should be asking yourself every single day that you wake up is, what problem am I going to solve in this country or in the world in general, right? Whether it's delivery of bananas and making life easier for 180,000 kiosk owners in Nairobi, or it's the malnutrition that needs to be solved, or it's the education and the people who don't have access to proper books and textbooks across the country, or if it's math that people need to learn. There are enough problems that are there in the country that each and every one of you can embark on and become millionaires solving for those problems, right? And so that's what I would urge you. And don't worry about working for Google. I always talk to a lot of young people who ask me, how can I get a job at Google? And I push back and I tell them, how can you build the next Google? Because Google was built 20 years ago by two young men in California who decided that they're going to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Each and every one of us can have that level of ambition, and we need to start from that level whereby we know that we can leverage technology and the knowledge that's there to be able to guide us to build and solve for problems, and not just look for employment, because those days are over, right? The days whereby you used to start a job when you were 21 and retire at 65 is done. I already have worked for about 4 companies, right? And I'm only 20 plus years into my career. I have another 20 to go, right? Hopefully, right? So how many more companies will I work for? So you have to really think, and we need to have a mind shift in the way we approach work and opportunities. And it's really not about jobs. It's about meaningful opportunities that give you work.
That's it, Nicholas?
Yeah. So, no, my coffee.
Yes, you can clap, yeah.
So just go back to the intelligent young man there. It was a long time ago when somebody says, it is really a foolish man who thinks he is wise, And it is really a wise man who appreciates just how much of a fool he still is. Okay? So let that one sink in. The second thing is, let's get a quote from the early 1960s from President JFK, which is, ask not what your country can do for you, right? What can you do for your country? So in this case with the multinationals, it's not about what are the multinationals doing to create the jobs or to solve the problems. It's about what you are doing, which is really the point that Charles was making as well. You know, when IBM started 117 years ago, there were 3 companies. They were tabulating machines, they were counting things, they were weighing things, they were doing analytics of things. And then a smart financial guy came and said, like a venture capitalist that you have today, he said, you know what if I get some money and I bring these 3 companies together and I hire a guy called Thomas Watson as my sales guy, and we start selling these 3 products, companies, under one thing. Then he changed his name to International Business Machines. And what were they solving? They were solving some problems in America. And their big break came when there was a census. And they couldn't figure out how to count these many people so quickly. And from then on, the rest is history. And they just went and kept reinventing themselves and reinventing themselves. So IBM is very busy solving problems for big countries and big companies. And I, a boy here from Kilimani Primary School, is trying to convince IBM to solve Kenya's problems and Africans' problems. And we're doing a good job at it, right? We're trying to do a lot of things to make sure that drugs can move from the port to a Mandera hospital, and those vaccinations are kept at the correct temperature using Internet of Things and artificial intelligence, so those mothers can feel comfortable that when their sons or daughters are given a vaccination, that the whole supply chain has ensured that those vaccinations are the right temperature. Because I don't want to scare you, but a very high percentage of those vaccinations have been ruined because somebody turned off the air conditioner in the lorry leaving Kilindini, and they turned it on just before they delivered where they were going to go. We're trying to solve that problem. But why should I be solving that problem? I'm only solving that problem because somebody who's in that supply chain came to us and said, do you have a solution for that? So we're taking solutions and we're creating them. We're taking problems and we're creating solutions. But there are people in Northeast Province who don't know how to find water for their cattle. So what has IBM done? We've created an app for one of those Likamwizi phones that can also now be used on a smartphone, where we can keep track of the water level and the water tables so that people can just send a short code on Safaricom to find where the water is. And now when we had a session with the leaders from that area, they raised their hand to say, you know, it's all well and good telling people that come and get this water from this water hole, but we're really scared that now they're going to say, what is the quality of the water? So you guys who are bringing people here, you're going to put us in trouble because we don't know about the quality of water. So you see how one solution creates another problem. Now the problem is, how do you put some sensors in the water to now show that this is 9 out of 10, which is good, versus 3 out of 10, because someone let their cow do whatever they did into the water. So the problems are endless. The problems are endless. The only thing that is really important is that each one of you becomes a student of the industry in which you want to invest and where you find some interest. I was given that term many jobs ago by one of the senior people. Become a student of the industry, which in my day meant you go to the library and you look in the book. In your day, it means you go straight here online and you say, what is that thing I need? And let me learn about it. I got an MBA from one of the best MBA schools in the world, right? Stanford, many years ago, right? One of the only Kenyans, especially then, to get one. But the challenge is now, with all the things coming to me, sometimes I'm really thick and I can't remember certain things, right? And I should know because I've got this frigging degree. But many years later, you forget. And as I say, education is that which is left when everything else has been forgotten. So that which is left in me is the ability to do some research. So what do I do before some of these presentations or some of these meetings I have? I go onto Coursera. Anybody know of Coursera? And you look up exactly how you calculate this certain thing, or what does this thing mean? Check. I go in the next day, you say, wow, that guy looks like he went to a good university. No, this guy went online. So it doesn't matter. This is not about just being young. What this is about now, and that's what you can now see on Blaze, is you can blaze your own trail in life from here on in. Becoming a student of the industry that you start in and remaining a student of the industry in whatever industry you're going to end up later. So you might be helping people design the new Boeing aircraft from Kenya, or you might be picked up to go to Singapore to design the new crop planting scheme from Singapore for a farmer in Naivasha. But you're not going to get there if you don't have the skill of research, and in particular, the skills around having to work together with other people to solve problems. And as Jack Ma was saying, quoted by Charles, you just got to look for those problems. And there are so many: traffic, parking, you name it. Whatever the problem is, there is a solution, and primarily a technical solution. But you have to get the fundamentals. So for the person who asked the question over there about which courses to take whichever courses you damn well like. Whatever you think is going to get to you wherever you're going to go. But when you get home and before the test and for the next few years, keep going digital and sharpening your skills. And there's no one way to go. But the most important thing is you have to become self-reliant. Okay. As a business person.
Okay.
And to the women in the room, as women, be self-empowered women so you don't need a man. And as somebody once told me of the other gender, when I'm saying, oh, and this is in Chicago, and she tells me a woman needs a man as much as a fish needs a bicycle. That's when I knew this relationship wasn't going the way I liked, and it's now over. But for all of you, take that mentality. Yeah. I need a job the way a fish needs a bicycle, right? Mm-hmm. Don't quote me on the husband thing, but quote me on the other one. So just have that smartphone, and the winners today, stay close to it. Go to these platforms like this. Yeah. Look for other platforms, and please, for God's sake, use your intelligence to focus on those things and not spend your money on, let's say, these things that Matiangi doesn't like and other people don't like. Focus on the things that help you and your family and your business partners grow.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. You know, Fawzia said something. Fawzia said something when she was talking. She said that one of our ethos is, you know, connecting people to people, right? So I know there's a lot of more questions out there, but because of time, this is my challenge to you. This is an opportunity immediately after this session, just before they are whisked away, you know, sit down with them, or rather have a chit chat with them. And probably this is a promise you will give me on stage, that you will talk to some of our Blazers, and because I know there's a lot more questions out there. It's just because we can't take all the questions right now. But again, thank you so very much. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you so much, Charles. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you so much, Fawzia. Let's put our hands together for this amazing team. To Wapige Makofi, thank you so much. Wow. We are in the right hands. So thank you so very much. Asanteni sana, asanteni kabisa, asanteni sana. Thank you so much, sir. Fantastic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready. Tell your neighbor we are ready. I can't hear you. Say we are ready. Say we are ready. All right, so my team can come collect the mics because the next session is a little bit more intense. Okay, let me just take this. All right, you know, the next session is a little bit fiery. We have pyros, so get ready for that. You know, and at this juncture, I want to say again a very big thank you to Mr. Emmanuel Mutuma, the Chief Executive Officer, Brighter Monday. Thank you so much, sir. I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Charles Marito, Country Manager, Google Kenya. I also want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Nicholas Nesbitt, the Country General Manager, Eastern Africa, IBM, and obviously Fawzia. Thank you so much, Fawzia Ali Kimanthi, Head of Department Consumer Segment Marketing, Safaricom. Now, ladies and gentlemen, get your phones out. Get your phones out. This one you must record. Ladies and gentlemen, I now welcome you to the launch of Blaze Link.
In today's economy, millions of youth find themselves caged. Without a proper education system and limited career opportunities, they are stuck as the world continues to evolve. Even with a university degree, the only things leaving this cage are endless application letters. The youth are not the problem. The problem is the key. A digital world needs a digital solution.
So ladies and gentlemen, right about now, Fawzia is getting the keys for the young people.
Audio Jungle.
Asante. And the music. Let's have the music. Let's have the music. Can? No, I can't hear you. I know I can be what I wanna be. Alafu hapo wanasemaga nini nyingine? Oh, jamaa apewe ya time. Wamlambeza. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. You may have your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you all for coming today. And at this junction, I'd like to welcome a member of the Student Council at Technical University of Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Mr. Paul Karanja as he comes to give us a vote of the Wapi makofi ya Paul Karanja. Wapi makofi yake? Wapi makofi yake? Karibu sana. Pole. Eh?
I think I can just say some few things, and just a minute, and then I'll give the vote of thanks. I have something small written, so I'll just read it out. We live in a world when if you want something, you have to go through someone who knows someone else. Lucky us, we know Emmanuel Mutuma, CEO Brighter Monday. We know Charles Morito, County Manager Google. We know Charles Nesbitt, IBM. Nicholas Nesbitt, IBM. We know Fauzia Ali, Safaricom PLC. So in case you need anything from those organizations, I know them. Well, I would like to say something small about the Technical University of Kenya. And I'll start by talking about two schools that are within the Technical University of Kenya. The School of Engineering, as well as the School of Computing and Information Technology. Because I think those are the two schools that are of more importance to us today. Some few years ago, like 4 years ago, a group of students, around 4, designed an offload buggy that captured the attention of the former CEO, Safaricom CEO, Bob Colemo. May his soul rest in peace. And that is just to mention, an off-road buggy. Kitu imedesigniwa hapa shule, kitu inabeba watu, kitu iko na license. Can you clap for us? Another thing that huwa tunajivunia sana is that we have Wi-Fi all around the institution. And if you go around, especially around the corridors, you are going to find so many students. And I think Nicholas Nesbitt, this might interest you most. You are going to find so many students in classes and along the corridors with computers, their computers on. You are going to find some in hoods. And I would like to tell you a secret. This is what they are doing. They are coding. Each and every day, day in, day out. Those students are making applications. We have talent here. Now, out of 10 employers, and I'm sure the two students are going to agree with me on this. Out of 10 employers, 8 will prefer 2 graduates. And the other 2 employers are making losses. And the reason why employers will prefer 2 graduates is because TUK is the only institution at the heart of CBD, at the heart of Kenya.
These are the kind of students whom each and every day, day in, day out, from Monday to Friday, they go through the CBD. These are students whom conmen wamejaribu kuwakonu mpaka wameshindwa. These are students who are handsome and they are beautiful. And where else can you find such a combination? It's only in Tuk. Lastly, we have an ambience of talent. We have makeup artists. A lady who will turn your face. If you are a layman African, and know what I mean by a layman African, a student who can turn your face to look like a Mzungu. Another thing, we have the drama club from within the institution. I can see some of them already here. Trust me, our drama club have always been at the nationals with all their articles. Of more importance to us, we have the football club. And one thing I'm going to tell you about our football club is that, did you watch the match between Kenya and Tanzania? Who scored the first goal? Michael Olunga. Well, did Michael score the first goal or the second goal? The second goal. He scored the first and the second goals, right? Well, oh, he scored a hat-trick. Well, he's our student. Michael Olunga is our student. And in as long as anaenda hizo manchi zingine zote, akikuja hapa ananiita Mr. President. About the chess team, our chess team is a team that have always competed globally. And the top 3 ladies nationally are from our institution. Now, finally, let me give my vote of thanks because naona hiyo ndio miliambo nikuja nifanya. The first people would like to appreciate is the Technical University of Kenya Management, led by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Aduol, and especially so the Dean of Students. You saw him here. The Dean of Students, Professor Mondi Okech. Without them, nothing like this could have happened. They gave us the venue. They have coordinated everything until we are where we are. To our guests, you have a special place in our hearts. And we appreciate that you guys came here. We are very, very happy. Led by Fauzia Ali, Head of Department, Customer Segment Marketing, Safaricom PLC. We have Zahida Suleiman, Head of Department, Brand Experience. We have Mads Galsgard, CEO, Coders Trust. We have Emmanuel Mutuma, Chief Executive Officer, BrighterMoney.com. We have Charles Morito, Country Manager, Google Kenya. We have Nicholas Nesbitt, Country Manager, East African IBM. Those are just but a few to mention. The next group I would like to recognize and appreciate is the Game Changer group, led by Betty and Claire, plus the whole team. You guys have been amazing. You guys have been cooperative. Whenever you've recorded from me, you guys have provided us with that. The next group is the group of students from within our institution and from outside the institution. We have student leaders from MKU. We have student leaders from MMU, from University of Nairobi, and all of them are here. The next group I'd like to appreciate is the security team. Our internal security team and the security team from Safaricom. You guys have been nothing but amazing. And now of more importance, we have my union, led by me. I appreciate myself first. Then my deputy, Veronica Okola, where are you? Just stand and wave. That's my deputy. Tumekuwa tukipanga kazi na yeye, and she's been very amazing. I have my Secretary General, Neville Kothiambo. Just stand and wave. You guys have been amazing. Na kusimama na mimi. Don't know where he is. Neville Kothiambo. I also have the academic secretary, Bram Otweri. Amekuwa tukisaidiana na yeye pia. I also have the sports and entertainment secretary, Brian Kotieno. I can't see him. Where is he? And yule pale nyuma. Sijui kama watu wamemuona. Umesmile? Watu wamekuona. And then the other congressmen and congress ladies. When you wako I can see Amadi, I can see Peter, I can see Jenga, I can see Odingo, and many others. And we have our cameramen and our video editors. Thank you so much for coming to grace the event. We are very happy. And finally, I want to thank all of us. Kama atungetanga hii wakati tukuje hapa, it could not have been possible for this event to happen. So I'm happy for all of us, each and everyone. Feel happy. And tumefurahia. Next time, feel welcome. Ukifika kwa gate ukatazo kuingia, you can call me. And also when we come to your institutions, please hata nyinyi mtukubali tuingie. Thank you so much. I appreciate. And thank you. Now I think there are some people not clapping for me. Can you clap for me?
Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for him. Tupingie makofi. Thank you so much, Paul Karanja. You know, it's funny that nobody ever thanks the MC. So shukurini MC tafadhali, ni shukuru tafadhali. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again, asanteni sana. Thank you for coming through. You know, just before you go, we have a special brunch for you at the back. Tupigieni Safaricom makofi tafadhali. Let's put our hands together for them. You know, they're treating us for a special breakfast lunch. So you need to brunch kidogo pale nyuma. So feel free. Don't be in a rush. This is a space where you can network. This is a space where you get to meet people that you aspire to be like. I can see Fundi here. I can see Caleb here. You know, we have a gamer in the building. So this is a space where don't be in a rush to go. Sawa sawa. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, naomba tusimame tafadhali. You know, thank you so much. Thank you so much to our mentors. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you to our partners. But that is the end of the official program. DJ, ile wimbo iko wapi? Ile tumecheza tu sahi, ile wimbo ya Wakenya sasa ishe. Situmalize na wimbo ya Wakenya? Ama namna gani? DJ Wamla.
Tukiungana yote yawezekana, twende pamoja na tutafika. If we all come together, hakuna kitatushinda. Tukijumuika, kilele tutafika.
When we come together, great things happen. Safaricom, Twaweza.